I'm Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, which is all about endometriosis and what it is to live life with a chronic illness. So in this video, I just wanted to talk about my journey to diagnosis. My symptoms started when I was 11 years old, and over a course of many years, my periods became heavier and more painful. I was getting tired really easily. And I got to a point where I was in pain throughout most of the month. Pain that's on a level with childbirth and heart attacks. That's what endometriosis is compared to. So I started off going just for normal doctor's appointments, telling them my symptoms, saying that I was basically hemorrhaging every time I had a period. And that started off when I was 11 years old. And straight away I didn't have any investigation as to what was going on. I was just told that I was just unlucky, that I will grow out of it, that I've just got heavy periods, I just need to get used to it, and I was told that things would just settle down one day. So over the course of a few years I was back and forward to the doctors, and it was continuously the same story. Told them my symptoms, got told I'd grow out of it. I was given medication to try and make my periods a bit lighter, and I accepted it. If a medical professional, someone that you go to for help and rely on to get the answers, is telling you that everything's fine, you'll grow out of it, you're going to be okay, you just take their word for it. At that time in my life, at that age, childhood going into my teenage years, I didn't know my body well enough to understand that something might be wrong. I started to be in a lot of pain, and that pain got worse and worse and worse. I was missing a lot of school and just having an absolute miserable time with my periods. Eventually, a bit later on in life, those pains were extreme, got to the point where I couldn't get up off the floor. So I knew that something was really wrong when that started to happen. It started to really control my life. So I was planning my life around being in pain and trying to work out what I could and couldn't do, how tired I might be. I'd be scared to make plans, or I would make plans and then have to cancel because my body was doing things that I didn't understand. But of course, all the while I was being told by medical professionals that I was just unlucky. So I was trying to crack on with life as best as I could. And then I got to a point where I actually had a cyst inside me, an endometrioma, which burst. I had been in pain, like something that I'd just kind of grown used to having to put up with. And I was out in London and I was heading home very late at night, and I ended up collapsing and laying down on a tube in central London on my own, in severe crippling pain. And then I dragged my ass off the tube and up into Liverpool Street Station, and I fell down an escalator. Luckily for me, there was an absolute angel also on the escalator who caught me, so that could have been a lot worse than it was. But that was the time when I was like, okay, enough is enough now. And it took for something that extreme to happen to me for me to go, no, hang on a minute, why aren't they investigating this? Why am I being told that this is just period pain? And this is still happening to so many people. You know, I'm not the only one with this kind of story of endometriosis. There are many of us that share this story of just being told that it's in our heads or that there's nothing there. It does not show up on a normal ultrasound unless it's got to a point where it is deep infiltrating endometriosis and it has infiltrated into your ovaries, which mine did eventually. So for me, it took 5 different gynecology visits to finally have my operation and receive my diagnosis. It took a number of years. So share your experience. How was your diagnosis process? How long did it take? And let's all just keep everything crossed that this is going to improve.